Well, good morning, and welcome back to Kinlaig, Highlands Fishing Expansion for Farming Simulator 25. It's just after 7 o'clock in the morning, and it got a little bit lighter. Finished up the last episode. We were rolling. I think we were rolling. The wheat that we drilled in our last field. I think I put wheat in there. Pretty sure I did. And we also collected some money on the contract. So we have 27,000 pounds in the bank. I wanted to buy this used MB track that was available at the store, but as of this morning, it's no longer there. So that ship has sailed, which is kind of good because it would have taken about all the money that we had, and I wasn't sure what we were going to do. So now we at least have some working capital this morning to get started. I want to take a quick drive around the farm. I got the JCB parked out here right now. So the thinking is I really want to get another tractor because this one, I've seen the comments, and I've also seen comments on other videos, and I'm not the only one having this problem. I think it's the workers, when they utilize this tractor, they switch it to front wheel steer, and it just does not have a very good turning radius, so it just doesn't work quite right. So a couple of things. I did put the hay bale in here and it consumed it, but they have food and they have water, but they have no meadow. So what I've come to understand is that you have to mow this to get it to grow back and be considered meadow, but you can't get in there. And since we don't have like super strength on console, I can't like lift a tractor in there to make it work. So yeah, I don't know. So we need to fertilize these fields, and I don't know if do I have weeds growing in here too or not. Doesn't look like it. There's a curiosity in the other wheat field, which would be the one that we mulched in the withered wheat, and then we ended up having to cultivate it so that we could drill it. So it has weeds in it somewhat, but they're all concentrated for the most part. Oh, I can get them with the weeder still. Can't really see them too good, but they're like concentrated for the most part over on that part of the field. I don't know. I saw it in the map. Let me look at the map quick. Yeah, under soil composition. See, look at it. Is that the part that the worker did and I did all this? Or the other way around? Is that the part that I did? I think this is the part that I did, maybe. Because the worker did this whole field and there's no weed. But this one, I did. Didn't I do this part and then turn it over to a worker? I don't know. Why? What made the weeds grow? I don't know. Anybody know? And it seems like, okay, if I go over here, the weeds are gone. They are. That's pretty strange. Pretty strange behavior, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and watch the videos and figure out what it was that we did in here to try and determine what we can do to get out of it. So if I can get a small weeder, I can take care of those weeds. And then I gotta figure out something for fertilizing. We really don't have enough money to buy a spreader. I could get the small one for like 2,000, and it'll get us through it. That would be about the same as if we had bought one, or if we leased the bigger one. Of course, we'd get done in no time. Of course, we got more time than money, right? Meter. Let's go see how much it would cost to. I guess what we need to do is we need to lease a weeder, probably, and then maybe buy a fertilizer spreader or lease one. Leasing would probably be the smart thing to do, because it would be less expensive. When have I been smart? It's pretty early. They should be open, right? Open by 7. In a farming community, of course, could be wrong. I don't know if it's really got hours. We'll find out when we get there. Gosh, I hate to lease a weeder if it doesn't. I don't know. We got no money though. We need to have the best yield that we can, so we got to try and take care of the weeds, I think. It'd be nice to get a sprayer at some point, and a smart one at that, but those aren't cheap, right? Alright, so this is not going to be too exciting. This is going to be mundane stuff here. Weeder. Fertilizer spreader. Maybe see if there's some contracts. Alright, what's used? Yeah. The MB track, I think it was after this thing, but before that. But yeah, it's gone. Somebody else snatched it up. So, weeder. Under yield improvements. You know, I've never used this one. It's only 6 meters. Doesn't cost much. This one's twice the size. This one we'd have forever for 6,500. Even if it takes longer. This one we could lease for 1,800. Oh, I'm tempted to have a weeder forever. You know, 6 meters is going to take a long time, though. That's okay. We can put a worker on it, I think. Yeah. But I can't put a... I can't put a worker on the JCB, which is the small tractor that we have. So this would get it done quicker, and I'd do it myself. Okay, yep, that's what we'll do. We'll lease this. I know that probably doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense, but yeah, it doesn't to me either. But until I figure out another tractor, I can't trust a worker to use this. So we still have 25,000 pounds, so that's good. But we got to figure out a way to make some money too. How heavy is this thing, and did I take a look at the power requirements? Not really. I probably should put a weight on it. So we'll run back to the farm, grab a weight, lose the pallet forks, and then go see if we can take care of this. All right, I turned the steering assist on. I did not. Wow. I did not realize this thing was as big as it is. That's a heck of a big weeder. I probably could have got away with, I could have got away with the 6. I should have probably done that. Because this is going to take no time at all, I don't think. It's a pretty crazy angle it's got me going on, but that's okay. Just gonna around like this. gonna leave the weeder down. Turn around. Go up this one. Yeah, this will take no time at all to get this done. Although it's a little slow. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, 6 meters was twice the size of my drill. This is like 4 times the size of my drill, right? Yeah. So it's, and what's the horsepower requirement on this? Seems to be more than what I have. I can handle it, but it seems to be a lot. I don't need that light on anymore. I should probably check, see if there's any weeding contracts. Of course, how much am I paying per hour for this? I don't know. Too much, probably. Well, if I don't go over an hour, though, it'll go quick. I don't think there were any weed contracts, so. So in retrospect, I think I made a mistake. I think I should have bought the 6 meter weeder for $6,500, then I'd have it. What did we spend on this? Like less than 2,000. Yeah, if we can keep it under an hour. Let me go up this one, and when I get to the top, I'll check the map. That should probably be it. I don't know if I go into the map if it'll stop. I've noticed that it does that sometimes. It's kind of weird. In earlier versions of the game, that never happened. I have noticed when I've dipped into the map on occasion in FS25 that the vehicle stops. Let me try it. Let's see what happens. So there we are. Looks like I need to go down another time, and it's not stopping, but we're getting all the weeds, so perfect. Then we'll go over into this field, and we'll do that one. But yeah, it is probably a little more than this tractor can handle. I loaded in some mods, so there's some older, smaller Massey Fergusons that I have available to me that would probably be affordable. Cost probably no more than that MB track on sale would have, but I don't know. I don't think it's the right call right now to get another tractor, because it would take most of the money that we have, which would kind of put us at a stall or a standstill. The only option available to us would be to take contracts, which I'm not against, but I prefer to work on our own stuff or be a little bit more creative. So we can start cutting timber back in the woods, I think, as an option. Before I fold it, let me check the map. Yeah, that's good. Let me fold this up. So I had the idea of putting in holiday homes. They're not a placeable, they're a buildable. So that's a pain in the butt as well. But I think starting to do the timber, if we put in a small sawmill, like the industrial sawmill we've used before, I really like that. You'll have to forgive me if I use it again. I think that could work really well for us. Yeah, get out. Oh. Alright, so anybody coming? Nope. This one, the weeds are a little more sparse. I don't know. God, I am so curious as to how that happened that way. Really got to go back and check the tape. See exactly how did we do that wheat field that made it the weeds in that manner. And then I find it hard to believe we don't have weeds in the other one. So that the worker did that whole, drilled that whole field for us, right? It did. And this one, it just seems like it's the opposite. So I really don't know how that happened. This one we're gonna I'm gonna do this kind of in a strange manner, but it'll get done. Let's see. We'll probably time lapse this. Alright, it's 10 minutes to 10 right now. I should have paid more attention when I got this thing. I think we're a little underpowered for it. I think we've got 130 horsepower in this JCB. And yeah, we've been slowing down quite a bit here. I am pretty confident we got everything. I'm going to go ahead and fold it up. Head down to the corner. Just try and stay out of the field as much as possible so we're not driving on the crops, even though we shouldn't be hurting it in these early stages. The only thing it probably really would do would be kill the weeds, which we should have removed. So let me check the map here real quick, and then I missed just a little bit in the corner. That's okay. That's not a big deal. Oh, let me get the gate. So now I'm thinking about the fertilizing. What should I do about the fertilizing? we lease again, or do we buy like the little spreader? Again, we can't rely on the worker to do a good job. With this tractor. Actually, let's go to the yard. Go around this way to the yard. I want to talk to Walter and see if maybe he could find some weeding contracts. If so, we could put the New Holland on it and get a worker to weed those fields utilizing the New Holland, which would give us time to work on something else. I think timber's going to be the way forward for us. I've seen some interesting comments where people believe that the trees are regenerating themselves in the woods. That would be interesting. Walter, do you think you could scare up any weeding contracts since we leased that weeder? I don't know how many hours we have on it, but we could probably make a little bit of money if there's anything around. There's cultivating, deadwood, fertilizing, harvesting, mowing, plowing. And there is no weeding. I am sorely tempted to take those fertilizing contracts on to try and make some money. We're better off doing something like this cultivating contract, though. Where is that? That's near us. And it only costs $600 to get their cultivator. All right, Walter. Well, yeah. I guess, well, we got our weeding done. The thing about the fertilizing, we don't have the Iceria crop sensors, right? You got to wait until you have crop growth for them to be able to read the leaves and figure out what fertilizer you want to put in. We want to do mineral fertilizer. I don't know if it works with that or more with the spray. And then the adjusting the fertilizing is more without the Iceria crop sensors, is more a function of the crop type and the soil type, which you program in your soil map. In your GPS and stuff, and figures it out. So, do we need to wait for first growth to fertilize? Could we fertilize this field before it starts to grow? I don't know. Or should we wait until the end of the month to do the two fields we already have growth in, keep the fertilizer spreader we lease over until we can put it in that one? I don't know. So I'm going to run this back. I'll pick something up while we're there, and maybe we can get a worker to do the cultivating contract over here in this field by our pasture. Where is it? What field is it? Is it that one? I don't know. I'll look at it further. Okay, I think I can return the leased equipment here. Yeah, there it is. Return. We used 0.4 hours. Nothing new. So front loader tools. Gonna get this liftwood thing here. In JCB yellow. And then let me look at those contracts again. All right, so I coordinated to do that one contract, and we'll see if maybe like get the worker to go off and do that for us. All right, so let me go get my my tool here. I don't know what the boy, I need to get rid of this weight. Drop that weight off, then I can flip around. Okay, let me go that way. There we go. That thing's pretty big, huh? This is the first time I'm seeing this. I've never used it before. It's got straps on it. Should make it easier to do the logging, which was the idea. To pick logs up. All right. So I can't seem to get the worker to figure out how to get to the field to start. Oh, maybe I can at least get the worker to drive there? I'm not hopeful. It's just right there. Come on. You can do it. Yeah, you can't do it. All right. Well, maybe I can get a worker to follow me, even though we don't have follow me. So I'll take this, and maybe I can get a worker to take mine over in the vicinity, and then I get the worker to use this in the field. And I don't know, is it coming? Oh my God, where'd it go? Well, that's crazy. Okay, well, we'll see how that turns out. That's so strange. All right, so it's... Okay. I'm lost here. It's this field. It's this grass field here that they want cultivated. I thought maybe because the gate was closed, that's why they didn't want to go, but I opened the gate and everything and still didn't want to do it. So. Pulling here. Is my tractor coming? It looks like it is. So yeah, let me get this into the field. Let me Get the worker going. Sure, that looks great. I'll get in here. I'll hire the worker. I'll get out. Let them start. My vehicle's here. That worked, kind of. It wasn't quite what I wanted to do, but... we're getting there. You know what I didn't buy? A chainsaw. I don't have a chainsaw. Okay, we've got our chainsaw. And now we got to figure out, where do we want to start cutting trees down? That's kind of the edge of the property there. We want nice big ones that'll be worth something. Or have good wood in them, I guess. We don't care if they're worth something or not. That tree looks pretty spindly. Let's take that one out and see what happens. We want to fell it kind of that way. Flashlight, fishing rod, chainsaw. That's ours, yeah. We can do this. We're going to need to get some kind of stump cutter, aren't we? This is a spruce. Okay, nice. Spruce. Good wood to use for building aircraft. The 21 meter spruce tree. Let's see if we can trim it. I don't know if we got to the end of it or not. Oh, there's the end of it. All right. Couple still here. Can't get them all, apparently. Now, how do we cut this into? That's 21.3. So 3 would be like 7 meters if we divided it into thirds. If we divided it into quarters, it'd be like, so yeah, let's try and divide it into thirds if we can. Maybe here. Question is, we'll be able to get these pieces out of here. That's one. Let's do the other one right here. And then let's put that away. Can I pick up this last part? Okay, I can. Oh, where'd it go? I dropped it. Oh no. There it is. This is 5.3 meters. And what's this one? That was 7.3. What was the first one? 8.8. So yeah, overshooting a little bit there at the beginning. All right. Oh, it's almost noon already. I like to have a worker working in the background making me money, though. That's always a good thing. I see them over there. What are they doing? Still working. Good. Alright, I have not used this before. I'm not sure how it's going to work. I also wonder if those logs are going to be too big to drive out between the trees. I can always make it smaller. Where are the trees? And how am I ever going to find the stumps to grind them out of here? I think I see it. It's over here. There we go. Okay, so the first one's over here. Or this one. We need to pick this one up and bring it over to the other one. So. Supposed to have straps. What would? How do you use them? I don't know. Help me! I cannot. There we go. So R1 and R3 fashions the tension belts. Oh, that's nice. Now, can we trim those branches better? Got one of them. Got a couple more. Yeah, I got them. Okay. So this works pretty good. I think the tricky thing will be getting between trees, getting out though. I am at the edge of the forest. I'm at the edge of the map there. So that's not great. Okay, so it's not gonna work going that way, huh? So it looks like the forest ends, or the map ends sooner than I'm hitting the edge there. All right. So we're going to have to do a better job of trimming these, probably. This should work, right? Oh, did the same one. Okay, now. Can I get all of them? I didn't get that little one. Why did I get the little one? Can I set it on top? If I set it up here, will it stay there? Looks like it might. Okay. And if I take a creative driving route out of here, can I get out of here without getting caught on a tree? It's like a slalom. If I go this way, then I come this way, and then I can maybe, no, can't fit between these two. No. fit between those either. I did hear. How about it? Okay, how about if I do this? And then hug that one, and this one. And then, yeah. Okay, we're out. Whoa. So I lost that. Can I set it on top and then maybe get it? Oop. Now I don't want to pick it up, huh? Doesn't want to get free, huh? Put that back on top. I'm wasting. We need to go have some lunch. Talk to Walter about the sawmill. Oh, now it doesn't want to get both of them, huh? There we go. We'll keep working. We'll figure this out, but it worked pretty good. It would be nicer to be able to load it onto a trailer, I think, but so I think we want to put the sawmill over in this building. I'm not quite sure where. We'll figure that out. Help window, don't need it right now. I don't know which way the gate goes. Towards me. Go ahead, park right here. I shouldn't have closed that. I wanted to see how far the fermentation is. It's at 56%, so we could start selling silage, which would be good. I don't think the price varies that much over time for the silage. 200,000. That'd be one way to make money. The wood being another, but we want to make the lumber to do the castle restoration, I think. We haven't even been up there yet. But I think first we'll take a break for lunch. We'll talk to Walter and we'll figure out where the industrial sawmill can go in. Walter, you want to go inside? Have a chat? All right, Walter. That sounds good. So you can see the money's gone down some more. And that's because we did get the industrial sawmill installed here at the farm. The worker completed that contract. We sent him off to go do another one. So he's making money for us. And that's what we need him to be doing. So we put the sawmill over here. don't know if that's the best spot for it, but it looks good there. If I can get all three of these, that'd be great, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I can carry that one. The trigger's on this side, which is not the best, but it's all right. So come over here, and I think that was not very much wood, was it? All right. Well, it was the end piece. These should be better. Just gonna give them to me one at a time, huh? There we go. I got them both. All right. I think we'll get to a point where we can use our trailer, which will be better. We can take the sides off of our bale trailer. Can I get through there? Yeah. We could take I don't know if we could do it with just the front, if we can take just the one side off, but we could take those off and we could start stacking logs on there and then back in the end. And that'd be better. There we go. All right, so there is now some wood in here. I know that we need planks long. Oh, come over here. Planks long and wood beams. That will be what we need for the castle work. So let's go get some more trees. If we can. Actually, let's just drive up through here. Need to figure out where we want to put in the holiday cabins. And also we'll need to determine whether trees actually regenerate or not, and kind of get a good understanding for where the edge of the map is. I mean, you could see where the edge of the map seems to be. Oh, we can get pretty close to that, but yeah, there we go. So this tree here, oh my goodness, that thing's big. It is a spruce. It's 35. Can we drop it? This thing's 35 meters. This thing is huge. I really should have took a second look. I've learned this doesn't work well with multiple logs. It also doesn't help that the front loader on the JCB doesn't go all the way down to the ground because of the, I guess, the size of it. Look. See how high it is still? So I don't know if it's the right front loader for this tractor or not. But that's kind of where it's at. So let's see if we can get the rest of the wood there. There we go. I think I got all of it. So we got like 14,000 in here, so that should give us something. And that was 2 trees. That's not bad at all. So that's a good deal. That'll work for us. We could probably keep doing trees, and that'll make us wood chips and our other stuff. So that's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop in the car. And we'll get a drive around the map a little bit here. Close that. Hop out. So yeah, required materials for the next step: 2,000 liters of wood beams, 2,000 long planks. I think we can do that. Well, I think we'll probably leave it here with us scenic at the front of the castle here. Is that all right? I think so. Yeah. Hey, I'd like to thank you for hanging out with me here in Kinlaig. Farming Simulator 25 Highlands Fishing Expansion. There's another field over here that we're going to bring that worker over to, do one more cultivating job. We'll get money from that. I might go down and cut down another tree while I still have some daylight. But yeah, we'll edit this together. We'll get it into an episode, and we'll see you next time here in Scotland. Did I ask you if you enjoyed it? I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. If you don't subscribe yet, why not? Don't cost nothing. We'll see you next time.